Sift Kaur, 22-year-old Indian shooter who became the first individual gold medalist at the 2023 Asian Games, is joining us. Sift, many congratulations for what you've achieved. Your gold was the first individual gold of this edition of the Asian Games, and the performance that you mounted with a world record, that has really given a lot of joy to people in India. Tell us a little bit more about your performance, and how did it make you feel winning a gold with a world record, that too by a big margin?
First of all, thank you so much for all of this and sport also. And I think it was really wonderful, all the records, and I was not knowing that it's a world record break. And after I finished the finals, after we got a medal, and when I came to the media, then I got to know that okay, it's a world record. So I was not knowing about that. And I feel like it's a really pleasure that I am the one who made the India proud and bringing the first individual goal. So I think this was a fun moment.
Your you bettered the world record by 2 points. You were also ahead of the silver medalist Chinese shooter by 7 points. So, it was just a very overall dominating performance. Could you tell me a little bit more of how that entire competition was for you? Because you clearly were in a groove of your own.
I think I was enjoying that moment because I think this was my one of the best finals I ever played, with a lot of calmness and just focusing on my shots process and leading this a lot of points from the Chinese. So I think this was the best thing ever. And from the starting of the match, from the qualification round, my all three positions were fine. So my whole day was like in shooting, overall performance was really good.
How has the reaction been? Because the shooting contingent has done very well in these Asian Games, but your goal was certainly the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. How have the reactions been, and how long did you prepare for the Asian Games, particularly keeping the Asian Games in mind? Just take us through that as well.
I was not preparing just for the Asian Games because I feel like that we should take a short-term goal. So I always plan for a match. If it's a World Cup, then only for that World Cup, not thinking about the like Asian Games or Olympics. Now, before Asian Games, I was just thinking about the Asian Games and preparing for that. So I don't think that okay, we have this match after a few months, so I will prepare from now. I will just focus on the match that's mine now, not on the long term. So
How has the reaction been?
the action is really great. I'm getting a lot of messages and a lot of good wishes from all of the India. So I think it's fabulous.
So, Sift, you also were an MBBS student, a medical student, but you actually dropped out or left that stream to focus on shooting. Tell us a little bit more about that. How did you make that decision?
I think that was a toughest decision that my family made because my dad and my mom, they were the one who took this decision that okay, she can just leave MBBS and pursue shooting. So I'm really glad that they did it, and now I'm here. And MBBS was we know that it's a secure career, and that was also a good career, but at the same time, my game was also going pretty well, so we choose shooting.
So you were an MBBS student in 2021 when you decided to leave that to focus just on shooting.
So no, first it was like in 2021, I cleared the NEET exam. At that time, I was in, I think, 18th rank in India seniors. So my juniors were just going to finish. So I was like, okay, now I got the admission. I will be leaving the game for my studies. And in that national of 2021, I shot pretty well. I broke the national junior record. And after, it was just a game changing, or you can say life changing moment for me, that I went like first top three in seniors, and after that continues in the Indian team. So first it was I was leaving shooting, but after that it changed into I left studying and just went for the shooting.
Wow. So this is going to be a very inspirational story for a lot of people, because, cracking NEET is not easy. And
Yeah.
You were clearly very good at two things. So you obviously cleared NEET as well, and you would have been a great doctor, I'm sure. And then you decided to become a shooter because clearly the results are coming. Were there any people who would say, okay, don't do this, stay with medical because shooting
Yeah, a
is,
lot of
you
people.
know,
A
yes.
lot of people told my parents that no, she should go for studies. There is not a secure career in the sports.
Mhm.
But I think my parents just supported me and they believed in me. So here we are. And I think we should listen what our body is saying or what our mind is saying, not to the other people's, because we know they had a great experience in their life, but
Mm.
we all had different lives. So
Yes, absolutely. I do want to ask you a little bit about people who have influenced you as far as your career is concerned. You're obviously very young. This is your first gold at the senior level. You have won golds, of course, at the junior level before. Could you talk to me a little bit about people who have influenced or helped you in your shooting career?
I think there are a lot of people who helped me in the shooting career, my friends, my coaches, my parents, and I think more it's my dad who took me to the ranges of different part of our country. In in every domestic match, he's with me. He always watch my
Mm.
domestic matches that no, this is was wrong. You should play like this. You should do this. So he's always there. He leaves his work aside, and take to me to the shooting ranges.
Mm.
And from the Punjab, I belong to a very small city, so there was a no shooting range. He made shooting range at our home so that I can train. So he did a lot for that.
Can you also tell me about the influence that Anju Kumal has had, someone that you would have interacted with? How has that been in your life?
Anju Kumal is a really good friend of mine,
Mm.
and I have played a lot of matches with her. We were the teammates from the like past year. Year we were played, I think, all the matches together only.
Mm.
And she's really good motivator also. So
Mm.
she helped a
All
lot.
right. Now, of course, there are no worries or no questions about what Sift Kaur is going to do, right? At least for now, you're going to focus fully on shooting. Any targets,
Yeah,
any
sure.
goals you have set for yourself?
I think Asian Championship is the next competition we had, so I will just focus on that.
And long term, no goals, only short term for Sift.
For me, it's like if we are planning a short-term goals, it will help you in a long-term success. So small steps.
All right. Thank you so much. Sift Kaur, many congratulations once again for your brilliant
Thank you so
goal
much.
that has really lifted India's spirits, and all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.